How fitting is it that there's a screening of this movie on the day Tom Brady himself announces his second supposedly permanent retirement? That skeleton of a man, the dude who looks like a walking zombie, is retiring, and there's screenings of 80 for Brady today. It will just wait for 2 days though. He'll reverse that decision in 2 days. He's literally Brett Favre in that regard. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Alex. I like talking about a lot of movies and on occasion video games as well. And today I'm going to be reviewing 80 for Brady. 80 for Brady stars Lily Tomlin, Rita Moreno, Jane Fonda, and Sally Field, and is about a quartet of elderly best friends who decide to live life to the fullest by taking a wild trip to the Super Bowl to see their hero, Tom Brady, play.
2 league MVPs, 4 Super Bowl rings, guaranteed first ballot Hall of Famer. Now let's get my hand job into this red Solo Cup.
Now, all four of these women have amazing chemistry together, and the zingers were just flying off of them. There were certain things, especially there's like this thing with Jane Fonda's character that I was dying laughing. I wasn't really expecting that because when you look at these four, it's essentially like elderly book club, and they're the type of woman that, because of the jokes, like if you've seen the trailer, like with the jokes that they're throwing at you in the trailer, they're those kind of like wisecracking elderly people. But at the same time, it's like you have somebody like Jane Fonda in here, and it's like, you know, that if there was if this was a book club instead of a football club, they'd be reading 50 Shades of Grey. And there's actually a joke that I think plays on that in the movie, and it's actually really funny. When the jokes were funny, they were funny. I was laughing my ass off in some parts. So at least they lived up to the billing of that. And what I liked about these women, while their characters aren't necessarily all that fleshed out and there's not much there, I think what made me care about them is the fact that they still had that youthfulness to them. They still wanted to feel like they were young, even though they were 80 years old or they were pushing 80. Even when they were acting like their age, they had that sense of youthfulness to them. And I really love that. And I just gotta say, I mean, I already know that in 50 years' time, this is gonna be me with my posse of Red Sox fans. I've already gone to the World Series, but I'm gonna be like old, decrepit on the couch. I'm gonna be like, I want to do it again. You guys want to get World Series tickets? I mean, if they get back to the World Series, I mean, who knows? I mean, they're kind of a joke right now. Chaim Bloom fucking sucks. He's horrible. I could do a whole entire video about the Red Sox ownership and their front office and how much I hate Chaim Bloom, and I'm not going to. That's a whole different thing. But I mean, speaking of like baseball, though, I feel like you could look at this as the fever pitch for Patriots fans. If you're an Atlanta Falcons fan, I suggest you don't go see this movie. You probably don't want to relive trauma all over again. So I love the camaraderie. I love the chemistry that all of these women have. I love the camaraderie. I love that they're trying to make their old bodies feel youthful again by doing things like this. And I like the backstory of how they all got into football and all that. What I'm about to say is completely relatable to me, and why I just said the thing about my posse of Red Sox fans when we get older, because these women are the most superstitious Patriots fans I've ever seen. Opening scene of the movie is literally like, yeah, you got to stand on that ladder and fix that light, and you got to sit over there and read that book, and you have to sit here because the first time we watched the Pats game, they were losing, and that's how they won, and we've done this as a tradition ever since. So yeah, that'll be me, 80 years old, decrepit and old, in a walker, wheelchair, wherever I may be, old age home, just my posse of Red Sox fans just walking around the old age home and doing all this superstitious stuff to try and get them to go back to the World Series and win it all. So it's relatable in that regard. Talking about the movie itself, really the conflict is kind of weak, and there's not much of a conflict. Really, like, what it feels like is, I guess, playing off of these women trying to feel youthful again. It just puts them all in these different situations that maybe they're not used to, or maybe they haven't been in for like, God knows how many years. But I guess that's also my problem too, because it does feel like it's just a series of events that don't really lead anywhere. It's almost like you're just watching sketch comedy at some points, and you feel like you're in the same skit, but you're not in the same skit. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many different moving parts to that skit that it just becomes a little bit too much after a while. and you don't really know where it's going with all that muchness. And then when you get to the actual punchline of the skit, it's like, oh, so that's it, huh? And there's so many stupid things that happen at the end of this movie. I mean, it's a comedy about four women trying to go see their hero, Tom Brady. You obviously have to suspend disbelief when stuff like this happens. It's obviously this didn't happen. It's not a movie that's like trying to rewrite history of that Super Bowl, but I mean, it's something you just kind of have to roll with it. And usually I can roll with contrivances big time. Here, I just felt like it was so obvious to me where it really started to bother me where certain things were happening. I said, that just, you just can't do that. I'm sorry. I don't really buy this. 80 for Brady is a fun enough time. There's some good laughs. There's that feeling of youthfulness again. These ladies have great chemistry together. It's just, I don't really think that you really needed to make a movie about Tom Brady. Dude's great. He's one of the greatest NFL players of all time, probably the greatest quarterback of all time. He's the GOAT. They call him the GOAT for a reason. I don't know. The structure of it just didn't really work for me. And then there's just things that I'm just like, okay, stop it. I know it's a movie. I can suspend my disbelief. But no. Not that much. Not that much at all. Yeah, 80 for Brady, I will say I enjoyed it with half a bucket of popcorn. It's nothing special or anything, but I'm telling you, Atlanta Falcons fans, stay away. Do you remember when you were up 28-3? Yeah, you don't want to relive that ever again. But I mean, in our minds, it's always going to be funny to us, no matter how many years ago it happened. So if you guys have seen 80 for Brady, I want to know what you thought of it in the comment section below. I'll leave a link to my website in the description below as well. You guys are the best. Thank you for watching. My name is Alex Madden, and I'll see you at the movies somewhere.